Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're having an amazing day. Let's get right into the stories. The first story is titled, My Group Mate's Weakness. I had a guy friend. Our friendship lasted 4 years, and he was also my group mate in a big project. Our teacher asked us to work together, and so we planned on working at his apartment because he doesn't want to do it at my house. When his mother used to live with him, his apartment was clean, tidy, and it smelled good. Not until his mother decided to buy a new house. However, he didn't come with her because he wanted to be alone with a cat. Of course, his mom agreed because she loves to spoil him. After 2 years of being locked up due to the pandemic, I finally got to see his apartment, where I used to work with assignments and study with him. At first, it was clean. He was embarrassed of having a dirty apartment. Not until my 4th visit came, where our school project was due next month. The moment I opened the door, it smells full of his cat's crap, and his entire apartment was full of trash, clothes with cat poop, and the litter's dirt is everywhere. I didn't bother saying anything to him because I thought he was depressed. 2 days after that, his apartment is still like garbage. I told him that I couldn't take it anymore, and that animal feces is dangerous to both his health and the cat. He then replied, "Oh, I thought you wouldn't mind because you didn't judge me before for having a messy room." And I told him, yes, indeed, I didn't, because I was thinking he might be depressed. But he got mad and started raising his voice. "Why don't you clean it? Let's just be fair. It's like you're almost living here since you visit too often. Why don't you do it, and I will work half the project?" I was offended, but I didn't mind at all because he might be having a hard time. So I started to help him by cleaning his apartment. I was worried about both him and his cat's health, and most importantly, his mental health. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, so I know the feeling of it. It sucks. Not until the due date of the project is next week. Every visit, his house is like that, full of animal feces, unwashed dishes, clothes, trash, everywhere on the floor, and I would clean after his mess. On my 3rd and 4th clean, every time I asked him to show me his work for our project, he would only respond with, "I'll only show you if you're finished." And I would start doubting since I didn't see him working on it, and would just play online games. During lunch at that time, we were supposed to have our lunch together, but he didn't like the neighbor's food and threw it out of anger at the neighbor's door. The neighbor was hired by his mom to cook for him, since he doesn't know how to cook that much, and would just order some food online, which is unhealthy. And I get what his mom is feeling. I got mad, LOL, and I was so done, and I told him to give me his work for our project. And when the MF handed his work, you can literally see he just copy and pasted it from the internet. It didn't make that much effort. I was mad, but I stayed calm and just walked the duck out of his apartment. I don't know if this is what you would call revenge, but he needed to pull himself together. So I contacted my best friend, which was his crush, and started to ask for help regarding our project. Then she asked where to meet. I waited for 3 days and finally asked her to meet me at the address I gave her. She was his weakness. We knocked, he opened the door, and he panicked, LOL. He was about to ask us to wait outside, but it was too late. Well, he didn't have a choice. He let us in, and his apartment didn't change at all. He was so embarrassed that he started cleaning and helping us with the project. Being friends with my best friend for years, I can literally say what she's thinking as if we're talking telepathy. I know my best friend damn well, and this is a complete turnoff for her. I already warned her about him because he's a big red flag. I don't want to talk everything about him, but he's definitely a big red flag. Well, if he'd change for the better, then I might help him again. But he doesn't listen at all. After that, he asked his mom to hire a maid. I was relieved because I'm able to work with our school project without a worry. But he's such a jerk. MF started yelling here and there at the maid for only a small mistake. I didn't want to get involved, not until he personally talked bad about her, cursing, wishing her to be jobless. That's where I joined in and confronted him. I went home and called my best friend again. After bringing my best friend to his apartment, he was so nice to his maid. He wasn't a brat. I laughed and he asked why, and I sarcastically answered him, "What did you eat that you stopped yelling at your maid. I can hear the maid laughing while washing the dishes. He got mad, and then he felt embarrassed. My best friend understood what I was talking about and stared at him for a very long time. When I got home, he started texting me, cursing me to die, and asked me not to come to his apartment anymore because my best friend confronted and blocked him and blaming me that I ruined his love life. Hell yeah, I agreed. I've had enough of him anyway. We did good at our school project. Well, thanks to my best friend's presence. Ha ha ha, LOL. If it wasn't for her, he's doomed. After the project, he asked our teachers to swap partners, and now I don't have any issues or problem with my new partner at all. Good luck to your new partner anyway. The next story is titled, So I've been scrolling through this sub for quite a time, wondering if any of the stories here are true. And then today happened. First, I drive a red 2005 BMW 3 Series. Nothing too fancy, but I really like my car and I'm kind of proud of it because I'm only 22, looking a lot younger, relevant for the story, and bought it with my own money. Why do I tell you that? Well, flexing, of course, and it's the central point of the story that happened to me today. Sorry for any mistakes. I'm German, so English isn't my first language. Well, enough preamble. Let's go. The cast of my story, EM, entitled Mom, ES, Embarrassed Son, FC, Friendly Cop, me. Well, have a wild guess. So this happened today at my local Burger King. I live in a small village and we don't have a Burger King, so I must drive to the next town if I want to eat there. Today's afternoon, I felt like going there, so I hopped in the car and got onto the Autobahn. A couple of minutes later, I leave the Autobahn and enter the parking lot of said Burger King. I leave my car, walk into the store, and place my order. After a short while, I get my food and leave the shop. I take the car key out of my pocket, walk towards my car, and press the unlock button. While I open the door and put my bag behind the driver's seat, EM enters the scene. As I put the seat back into the normal position to get ready to leave, she suddenly shows up behind me. EM, that's not your car. Who did you steal it from? Me, I'm sorry, ma'am. How can I help you? EM, that car does not belong to you. Who did you steal it from? Tell me so I can call the police. Me, ma'am, this car is mine. I bought it myself with the money I earned at my job. EM, you're lying. You're not old enough to have a job where you get paid well enough to own a car like this. Actually, I don't even think you're old enough to drive a car. Me, ma'am, I own this car and I'm 22. I have my license for more than 4 years now, so I'm very much allowed to drive a car. EM, no, you're not. You look like you're 16. I will call the cops on you. Me, fine, do it. They can come over and check. I own this car and I have a license. I got my license, saved my money, and bought the car when I had enough. I worked hard for it. EM, no you haven't. Nobody your age has enough money for a car like this. My son is 18, so he's older than you are. He's working at the store, she points at the Burger King where I ordered my food, after school since he is 16 and hasn't got enough money to buy such a car. Why should you have it when you're younger than him? Me, listen lady, I've worked in IT since I was 18. I'm a trained IT specialist, and I work about 40 hours per week. I don't want to sound cocky, but I earn a little more money than someone who works part-time at a fast food place. EM, if you work 40 hours per week, then why are you here in the middle of the day? Me, getting a little bit angry. Because I have vacations for Christ's sake, and I'm hungry, so I took my car to get some food. EM, this isn't your car, stop lying. I bet you're an unemployed dropout who stole someone's fancy car, and now you're here to pose with it. I'm calling the cops right now. EM takes her phone out of her purse and starts to call the police. After she started the call, ES leaves the store through the front door and looks at me, standing in my open car door and his mom talking on the phone. ES, excuse me, that's my mom right there. Is everything all right? Is she calling someone for you? Me, still angry AF. Not to be rude, but it's possible that your mom is a little retarded. She kept accusing me of stealing my car and now she calls the police. EM, I'm not retarded, you little duck. Watch your language. ES, looking at me. I'm sorry, she can be a little difficult sometimes. looking at his mom. Thanks for picking me up, Mom. Let's go. EM. No, we will wait for the police to arrive here. ES, very calm. Mom, please relax. Let's just go home. I'm sure he owns this car and just wants to go home too. EM. No way. We will wait until the police get here to arrest this thief. ES, looking at me. I'm sorry. Me. It's all right. It's not your fault. Let's just wait until the police arrive so your mom sees that I own this car. Fast forward a couple of minutes, a police car arrives in the parking lot. 2 policemen leave the car, look around a little, and walks toward the 3 of us. FC, hello. Did you report a car theft? EM. Yes, I did. It's this boy right here. Arrest him, officer. Me. Lady, I already told you, I own this car. FC to EM. Why do you think he stole this car? EM. He's way too young to even be allowed to drive a car. He can't own a car like this. FC to me. I'm sorry, sir, but can you show me your license and your car documents? Me. Sure, wait a minute. I'll get them. I proceed to walk around the car to get my car documents out of the glove box. EM grabs me shouting, Officer, do something! He is clearly trying to run away. FC, ma'am, let him go. He's getting the documents I asked for. EM, no he isn't. He's clearly trying to avoid charges for car theft. FC, let him go, ma'am. EM lets go of me. I walk to the other side of my car, open the glove box, and hand the documents over to FC. I take out my wallet and hand over my license too. FC checks them and says everything is all right here. Why did you call us? EM. No, the car is stolen. My son is older than him and he can't afford a car, so this car is stolen. FC. Look, it's right here in these documents. This car belongs to Playmore 96. That name is also on his driver's license, so this car belongs to the young man. EM. I don't care. The documents and license are fake. Just do your job and arrest him, officer. FC. Look, man, I will ask my partner to run his license plate through the database, if that calms you, okay? EM. Yes, do it. You will see the car is stolen. The other cop walks over to the car and looks up my license plate. A couple of minutes later, he comes over and says, I looked up the license plate. The car is registered on Playmore 96, so it's his car. EM. No, he stole this car. She walks over to me, trying to take my car key. Me. What are you doing? What the hell is wrong with you, lady? EM. It's not your goddamn car. Give the key to me. I will find the real owner and give him his car back. FC. Ma'am, please stop this or we will have to arrest you. EM. You don't have to arrest me. I didn't steal this car. Why don't you do your goddamn job instead of being a ducking, useless officer? Arrest this boy. FC. Ma'am, I must ask you to calm down. Step away from Playmore 96, or we'll have to arrest you. ES, very calm. Come on, Mom. It's his car. He said it. The cops said it. Calm down and let's go home. Please, Mom. EM stops trying to steal my key and looks at her son. All right, honey. If you want to leave now, we'll leave. While walking towards her car, she shouts at me, I will get that car back to its owner. You little prick. I swear to God I will. EM and ES then proceed to enter their car and drive away. FC hands over my license and car documents. Sorry to bother you. Do you want to press charges against EM? Me. No. It's all right. I'm sorry you had to come out here to take care of this crappy situation. FC, that's okay. This isn't even anywhere near the worst situation I've experienced this week. Have a nice day. Me, thanks. You too. FC, thanks. Cops get back to their car, enter it, and leave. I finally get into my car, too, and leave the parking lot to drive home. Now I'm sitting here eating a cold chili cheeseburger and writing down this story. Knowing that EM's son works at this Burger King, I guess I'll never go there again. I don't want to spend half another afternoon arguing with EM and waiting for the cops. The last story is titled, Person Who Insisted on Buying House Says, Not Worth the Asking Price. Late 90s, my grandparents had left a house behind on Walnut Avenue in West Seattle. As much as I wanted to live there, it was to be sold and divided among surviving relatives. Estate planner said the house would have been currently worth well over $1 million. Will go for $350K, but might take some time. I knew the lady across the street wanted to buy the property and rent it out to keep builders from erecting a 3-story unit that would block her view of Seattle. I knocked on her door and told her we were selling and asked if she was interested. She tried to lowball me at $250K and I said, no thanks. Even if it took a while, we would get the full value. She told me to my face that I was stupid if I thought I was going to get that much. This pissed me off, as I knew the property alone with unobstructed Seattle view was worth a pretty penny. So I started knocking on a neighbor's door, letting them know the property was about to be listed, figuring someone would want another property on the same block. I sold the house to the 5th person that answered their door. Deal was done in a matter of days. I received a commission for the sale. The across-the-street neighbor who lowballed me called me up furious that I didn't give her a chance to match the price. I said, "You told me I was stupid for asking that price, and that made me want to sell it to prove you wrong," then hung up. Thank you for watching. I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.